Hi everybody. I have a problem with my Trane XV80, which is a furnace. It's built in the late 90s or maybe the early 2000s, and it wasn't coming on. I had replaced here's the old thermostat that was on there, and if you look closely, I don't know if it shows up here, but I had 5 wires in my system. There was a green, blue, red, white, and yellow wire. And for some reason, my furnace was not coming on. It had been working fine up until a couple days before, but it gave out on me, so I decided to go through and buy a new Honeywell thermostat, which is good. It's a really wonderful thermostat. But I hooked it all up, and it still wasn't working. And one thing I noticed was, if you look closely at the letters on here, you can see that there's a W2, and actually the yellow wire was hooked up to the W2, which I found a little bit confusing. I thought it should be hooked up to the Y, but my system was hooked up to the W2, which I found out is actually it's the second heating stage for the heater is the W2, because mine's a 2-stage unit, the Trane. Anyway, the reason I'm making this video is because when I went online, I had an error code on my LED, and the LED was flashing 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I couldn't find a video anywhere on the internet describing that. There was 2 error blinks, 3 error blinks, 4 error blinks, but nothing on the 5, so I figured I'd make a brief video. So I was going through, I resolved the wiring issue. I made sure that the yellow wire was hooked up correctly, so all 5 wires were hooked up. And I went through my system, I checked all the settings, all the switches. I couldn't find the problem, but then I isolated it, and here was the problem. It was the fuse on the IFC. The IFC is the controller board, and I checked this, I tested this 5 amp fuse. You can see it's got a 5 on there. I tested it with my multi-tester, and it wasn't working. So I ended up going to buy a little box of fuses. They're like $1 each. They're pretty cheap. And they all look just like these. Now this one, actually I've got 2 here. I'm going to show you both of them. And you can see how this one here is actually more of a yellowish color, and this one was brownish. So on this one, I could hold it up to the light, and I could actually see through. And I don't know if this will show up or not, but you can actually see that it's burned out, besides the multi-tester test. But anyway, to make a long story short, I popped in a new fuse, new 5 amp fuse, and the thing lit right up. It came right back on. So just want to let you know, if you have a 5 blink problem, this is a possible solution. Check your fuse on